Okay, recording. Gonna start the slideshow. And Ammar, you can begin whenever you're comfortable.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Ammar Mohammed, and my two group mates are Zach and JC. So we'll be presenting about our CSI project. The chosen company is Petronas, and let's go through just a brief background about the company. So Petronas background. So Petronas is the largest Malaysian-based refinery company. It's purely owned by the government, but also dominated the petroleum industry worldwide, internationally. Uh, yeah, they are mainly many Petronas stations around Malaysia. Their current CSI health is a collaboration with Lotus Malaysia to reduce carbon emissions and Institute of Petroleum Technology introduced on-campus composter house to decompose food waste. So the chosen CSI is Rays of Hope. So the program is in collaboration with Souls and Jakarwa, which aims to enrich the lives of the communities through free installation of solar systems. Yeah, next. So I'll be passing the next slides for Zach to continue.
Okay, thank you so much, Ammar. Just to continue on his note on the same tangent, Rays of Hope was successfully the pilot had successfully tested its phase in 14th April 2022. By 2050, their target is to hit 450 Orang Asli homes, 747 tons of carbon emission, and a positive impact equivalent to planting 19,630 trees. In collaboration, they are also in collaboration with Jabatan Kemajuan Orang Asli, which has thousands of members across the 7 states on Peninsular Malaysia, not including Sarawak and Sabah, where most of Orang Asli and community centers are situated and located. I would like to just talk briefly about a news article that we had come across during our research phase. And it has involved TNB, and TNB, as you know, is Tenaga Nasional Barisan, which is the main electricity provider for Malaysia. This article was found dated as of June 7, 2022, just 3 weeks after the pilot phase of Rays of Hope was completed. It is regarding a hydroelectric project called the Ninggiri Hydroelectric Project, situated in Kelantan. It's an important part of government strategy to increase electricity generation via renewable sources and to add as a flood mitigator for the state of Kelantan. Its aim is to enrich communities' livelihood with access to facilities, employment opportunities, and improving irrigation resources for agricultural activities. On the bottom right is a link to this article, as we have not shared it in our previous research proposal. Continuing on that same tangent, some questions maybe have to be asked in terms of trying to understand better the coincidence of this news just 3 weeks after the Rays of Hope pilot had just released, and hopefully to better understand how we can increase the positive impact that is generated from our chosen CSI by Petronas. So the questions are, if creating a hydroelectric power dam has a higher negative impact as it increases deforestation, pollution, and displaces the indigenous people, why is it there in the first place if it does not have a positive long-term impact? Since Petronas and TNB are both wholly government-owned under the same jurisdiction, why not work together efficiently to create a framework that encompasses both ideas and executes in a positive manner that will positively impact the chosen B40 communities or communities in general? And more importantly, who is protecting the livelihoods of those whose homes will be most affected by the installment of dividing infrastructure such as the dam? Is it JACOA? Is it SOLS 247? Or are the MNCs owned by governments such as Petronas and TNB responsible for this? As with any research proposal and report, there must be a measuring tool to assess the impact, whether it's positive or negative, on the CSI that is chosen. So we have chosen social impact assessment, which is a tool to qualify and quantify to stakeholders this, apologies, the social, economic, and environmental changes and outcomes that have occurred over a period of time. I have linked in below the title, the use and the conditions and confines of our measuring tool. And these quantifiers are, as put here, input, which is fiscal, volunteer time, infrastructure, product donations, outcomes, short-term effects of development programs, impact dimensions, which is qualitative versus quantitative, as you will see later through our research objectives, or positive versus negative. Indicators such as certain guidelines and indicators must be asked, followed, and implemented using this measuring tool to indicate that it is with a positive or a negative net impact. So for input, since Petronas has collaborated with SOLS 24/7, this program campaign is collaborated with NGO, which has 11 years running in total. They have trained over 33,000 students, 100 community centers set up, 1,616 community programs, as well as over 275 kilowatts installed in terms of solar energy, meaning that SOLS 247 is, in our opinion, a perfect collaborator with Petronas, as they understand the needs of the communities that will benefit the most from this renewable energy. The outcomes of this measuring tool for Rays of Hope, the positive outcomes is we aspire to make clean energy accessible for the communities through the installation of solar system. Rays of Hope hopes to enable the community's children to study more effectively, as well as for adults to have increased productivity levels, which enable them to have a better future, as well as community-based centers will be able to reduce their electricity usage, which will minimize their monthly costs. The negative outcomes of this would be that there's not enough awareness done through this campaign, through social media or news platforms, either by JACOA, SOLS 24/7, or Petronas. Second negative outcome may be that there are unseen effects on the environment that have not been studied or understood due to different geographical locations, demographics, and places of reach. Lastly, the negative outcome is unable to create and solidify long-lasting ties with the community due to the budget and targets set by Rays of Hope campaign, which in our opinion is not, it doesn't reach enough of a market share or enough of a consumer share to the end user. Excuse me. The impact dimensions of this have been measured environmentally, economically, and socially, with direct impacts versus indirect impacts. For environmental, we have water pollution, natural resources maintained, and reduction of greenhouse effect as a direct impact. For economic, we have consumer receives benefit of system at no cost, and they don't have to spend money on it. And the social would be potential job opportunities to give training to those able in the communities to maintain the grid system, or to learn more about solar energy and renewable energy, to hopefully maybe work in SOLS 247 or become collaborators with the chosen organizations. The indirect impacts for environmental are as follows: depends on geographical location and may affect efficiency of system, as solar systems depend on a lot of light, which can be stored for 1 to 5 days. If it is location that direct sunlight does not reach, then there is a bit of an issue with maintaining the electricity. For economic, in terms of manpower, maybe maintenance and management of this decentralized grid may be sporadic and may not be on a continued schedule to basically maintain to maintain the electricity system. For social, it may not happen as it, for social, the job opportunities may not happen as it is all or the maintenance may not happen as it's all cost effective for Petronas or its collaborating partners whom operate on volunteer basis. The budget may not be big enough, or the budget may be distributed to other corporate community service initiatives. Lastly, we have the indicators and guidelines for the measuring tool. Indicators and parameters on the social impact assessment are: number one, how will the stakeholders benefit directly in the long term for this initiative? Number two, how can government agencies such as JACOA ensure that targets are met and B40 communities benefit the most? Number three is, how can there be an increase of beneficiaries for this initiative? Number four, who will be affected along the impact chain, positively or negatively? And number five, what can be done to maximize a long-term positive effect on these communities as a whole? I will now pass it back to Ammar, who will dictate our problem statement.
Okay, thank you very much, Zach. Well explained by you. So our problem statement, the main issue which was highlighted in the proposal, which is the gaps between the current state of performance by Petronas company in Malaysia and with the future intention and planning on the project target for the year 2025. Okay, and whether the quantity of homes and community centers that are able to benefit from the initiative can scale and increase the benefit more end users who need it most. Okay, next. Okay, this is our SWOT analysis of the chosen CSI rays of hope. So let me walk you through the strengths. So free renewable energy for B40 enriches livelihood and increased productivity, creates strong ties between Petronas stakeholders and B40. Weaknesses: long-term upkeep, unable to reach a bigger share of community by 2025, relies on manpower for volunteers. Opportunities: pilot testing for newer technology and renewable energy systems, able to reach bigger share if TNB and Petronas work together. And lastly, creates connectivity and potential jobs for B40 communities. Threats: hydroelectric dams of other renewable energy projects may dissolve long-term ties with B40 communities if not maintained. Too many projects going on may not be directing enough time. So our research objectives is to increase the number of the communities being helped, to set better criteria to reach out to the communities, to create awareness to the media, to aid the campaign for renewable energy and communities that can most benefit from it. Now I'll pass to JC.
Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks, Ammar. As from our research, this will be our expected results. A more cohesive framework for Petronas to follow, and in hopes to maximize reach for this renewable energy system, spread awareness of this community service initiative more via online social media platform, as Petronas combined with Seoul's 24/7 and JACOA should have a big following. For the targeted KPI of Rays of Hope program, to categorize those who are in need of this program via their framework in hopes that more communities benefit from this free energy solution. And we did two types of research, which is the quantitative and also qualitative. Quantitative research are more on data, which as it is shown below, the profit after tax of Petronas Gas Berhad has been increasing throughout the years from 2017 to 2021. 2017, 1,816 and 16.9 million. 2018, 1,890 and million. For 2019, it's 1,984.1 million. For 2020 is 2,082.3 million. For 2021 will be 2,111.4 million. Other than that, there's also research. We research about the total assets of Petronas Gas Berhad has been increasing from 2017 to 2019, decreases a little bit at year 2020 and increases back at 2021. From what we have got, 2017, From what we have got, 2017, the total assets of Petronas Gas Berhad, it's at 17,627.5 million. 2018, it's 18,275.6 million. 2019, it's 19,583.5 million. And at 2020, which is the year that decreased, it is because of they paid higher dividends to their shareholders. And that year it was 18,344.6 million. And at year 2021, it rises back up to 19,186.1 million. Okay, from the results that we have gotten, it shows that the increment in profit after tax and total assets allow Petronas to contribute more in community service. For example, they have donated 46,000 ringgit Malaysia to the quarantine centers and also the vaccination administration centers throughout the COVID period. Other than that, they also donated 10,000 each to the homes which are Pusat Jagaan Anak Yatim dan Saudara Baru An-Najah, Pertubuhan Kebajikan Baitul Husna, Pertubuhan Kebajikan Anak-anak Yatim Islam Darus Sada, and Badan Kebajikan Rumah Warga Emas Darul Hanan. Furthermore, they still contributed the needs of the global pandemic hygiene materials to 50 families who are in need of help. And also the families are usually categorized under the B40 line. And for qualitative research, these are a few contributions of Petronas that we have found. The first is the introduction of University Technology Petronas. The university mainly is to provide an alternative for the rural students, the students who live at the rural areas to study, to give them an opportunity to pursue their studies regarding regardless of their economic status or their living area. Other than that, they also influence UTP, which is University Technology Petronas, to carry out a few community service activities, which is shown below with for example, Program Bakti Pendidikan, Menggapai Impian, and also Rumah Kanak-Kanak Sudan Abdul Aziz. Furthermore, they also donated 1,000 ringgit Malaysia to the orphanage, which is Pertubuhan Kebajikan Kasih Nurul Iman Negeri Perak, Pertubuhan Kebajikan Harapan Baru, Pertubuhan Kebajikan Anak Yatim Anugerah Istimewa. So, in conclusion, the profit after tax and also the value of total asset of Petronas has been improving through years. Thus, community service can be increased as the total value of the assets increase, especially in terms of cash and cash equivalents. Since there is not any contribution reported to Orang Asli homes or any sort of assistance to them, it is wise for Petronas to begin setting the criteria to meet the needs of Orang Asli people and community centers. In addition, Petronas can ensure the usage of media technologies like marketing or advertising in aims of creating more awareness of the situation regarding the Orang Asli in conjunction with media coverage from Souls 24/7. That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Paul. I hope that the presentation was a success, and that is it from my team, Group 4, Section 1. Very good afternoon, and thank you very much.